Back about 20 years ago, I was ushering at a church in downtown Sacramento. It was in a neighborhood where there was a lot of homeless people, and in the cold winter months, a lot of them tried to come to our meditation and prayer service on Friday night. They really didn't want to meditate, they really didn't want to pray, but I looked at the weather outside, and I knew it was cold and it was raining, and I'd let them in. And as long as they didn't disturb anybody, I felt there was no harm being in the house of God. One night, a Friday night, I had this one guy come in, and he was about 6'6", about 250 pounds. He was a solid, muscular guy, not out of shape at all. And he was walking with a wood cane with a metal top, a metal on the bottom. But he had a feeling about him. It was almost evil. It was almost like the devil was walking in. The guy had that rage feeling and look. He kind of shoved me aside in the vestibule of the church, went through the double doors and went inside. He sat himself down, and I came inside as the service started, and we had a minister visiting, and he was up at the altar and leading the meditation, and he left his briefcase back in one of the back seats at the end of the church, and I'm watching this guy sitting there. He's not meditating, he's not praying, he's looking around like he's casing the place. And the next thing I know, in the darkness of the church, he walks over and he opens up the briefcase and he starts rifling through it with his hands. I go over there very gently, like and just touch his hand and tell him, "Sir, can I talk to you for a minute?" And I let him out the vestibule. And as soon as the double doors closed behind us, he just looked at me with that rage in his face. And he reached down and he grabbed my neck, set his cane down, grabbed my neck, and he lifted me up by my neck, all 5'6", 150 pounds of me. And I'm in the air with my feet dangling. And then he reaches down and he grabs his cane that he had there. This is with a metal top on it. And he starts getting ready to swing that thing at full force on my head. And I just started praying. I knew that God would protect me. And I smiled at him. Even though I was strangling, could hardly breathe, and there's this cane coming down. It's already started, and I'm smiling at him. And all of a sudden, just as this cane comes down, and it's practically inches from my head, he stops. And he's looking at something behind me. His eyes just get crazy look. And he starts talking to somebody behind me. He's looking up at this figure behind me. There's nobody there that I know. And he's talking to what looks like somebody that's bigger than him behind him and saying that we're both crazy. Like he's talking to me and this invisible man. We're both crazy and we're trying to kill him. And he wasn't going to take it. And he went into this big raging fit, and he took his cane and he went out the front doors and he started screaming bloody murder as he went down the street that we were trying to kill him. And a bunch of the men from the church came out there and said, "What's going on?" And I explained to him what happened. As the guy was getting ready to hit me, he thought he saw somebody standing behind me, and it stopped him. And one of the guys suggested, maybe it was your guardian angel. And looking back on it, I think it was.